Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Let's Play Rollercoaster Tycoon 2. In our first episode, we started this park, and we built our first roller coaster and made a few other rides. One thing I want to point out about Rollercoaster Tycoon 2 is that all the parks have two options. Either the admission costs money or the rides cost money. In Rollercoaster Tycoon 1, they both cost money, and you can actually rank up quite the toll with both of them. But it actually makes things a little bit harder in this game. And we already have our first problem here. People don't want to go on this stupid carousel, so we're going to lower the price so that they do. We're also going to put the path directly to the road. And the same thing over here. Oh look, they already did have a Ferris wheel. I didn't know we already did. Oh well, it's alright, we have two now. So, let's look at what we have. I did promise another roller coaster, so I think we are going to do that. But we don't want to spend too much money just yet, so let's build a little Steeplechase coaster. These aren't too overly exciting, but they're okay. Now, one thing I like to do, roller coasters that are not launch roller coasters or reverse incline, I want to make the station platform as long as possible, because the longer you make the station, the more cars you have, because that's pretty much what determines the number of cars you have is the length of your station. So we are going to move this around. Little S-bend. Going to have this go down. Come back up. Move around again. Go happily down. Whee! Some rides you can put, oh, we're out of money. That means we're going to have to take out a loan. You want to be very careful with how many loans you take out, because you're going to be paying interest on those loans. Kind of like real life. Ew, real life, what's that, man? We're going to have this look around, come under. We're going to just have it loop around and come to the end. So a pretty simple ride, but it's a little bit longer than what we had before. Alright. So we're going to put our entrance right at the end, because these are small cars, so they're obviously going to be getting on right here instead of all along there. Now we've made a long station, we can have 13 cars. And one thing you want to do is make a minimum waiting time of something short, like 3 seconds. And a ride like this, you do not want to have a maximum time. You want to wait for a full load. And the reason for that is cars with people on them travel at different rates than empty cars, and it makes the most difference in small rides like this. And if a car with a person on it bumps into a car with no one on it, people can get stuck, or even worse, have an accident. So we are going to give this a test, even though the results we'll get here will not be quite the same as the results we will get when we have people on them, but they'll be pretty close. So, we're going to watch it go. Whee! This ride should be relatively fun for the people, and very light rides like this lose a lot of momentum when they're going up, so you really have to be be careful for that. But I think this ride, we don't really need to worry about it. I think we pretty much got it. We got it under control. Alright, while we wait for the test results, we are going to build a line. Alright, I don't like to have lines coming into the intersections just because there's less ways you can get to the line, and that actually matters in a game like this. Alright, I think this one we could probably get away with $3. So let's close it first so that there's no cars on the track, and then open it. Like I said, minimum waiting time, wait for full load. So that is something that we want. Yes, override it. So we have our first people coming, and they are thinking it's really good value. Having it being a little bit cheaper than... Oh look, someone's actually watching the roller coaster. That's pretty funny. But having it be just a little bit cheaper than what people are going to pay would actually get people who otherwise wouldn't ride it to ride it. Alright. So, do we have a mace ride? These honestly aren't too exciting. But, oops, we did another loan, I think. I don't want to sit around waiting for money to appear in our bank account because that's kind of tedious. Alright. So this ride is not going to generate us too much income, and it's honestly not that exciting of a ride, but we'll throw it in here for completionist sake. Alright, so people are going on this ride, and it looks like we got two on a car. Two on a thing. So, things are going pretty well with our steeplechase. See if the stats have changed at all. Guess the stats didn't change. Alright. So, while we are seeing those people have some fun, people still aren't going on this ride, we are going to bump the rides down to 50 cents. Bump the rice down? The price, dummy. The price. Alright. But one thing you can do is click on this button and it shows the status of every ride. You can see how many people are on it, whether it's open or closed, popularity. If you see a 0% popularity ride, geez. There. If you see a 0% popularity ride, that means you have to lower the price. But, that's good. People are now going on it. Let's see. We look at the queue time, that is. You see this 17 minutes, way too long. And if you click on this, I've been waiting for this for ages. So here's what we are going to do. We are going to... Hey, we already beat the scenario. See what I told you? The first scenario is very easy. We're going to time and date this. So there we go, we already have it. If you have a balloon shop and have balloons, they're going to release them in the air when this happens. However, I don't feel like stopping just yet. We just started. So, in that case, we're just going to press on with what we were doing. We are going to delete the crap out of this. And we are just going to have this path. This really shows a lot of these people don't understand their own, who program this game, don't understand their own game. We are going to help some of these people along. Because, you know, the AI of these people is, it's a lot better than the first game, but it's still not that great. So, they can just get lost and wander around for ages. Okay, now people are going to be waiting a reasonable amount of time. Alright. So I am thinking it might be fun at this juncture to create an oak barrel ride. Now these can get kind of expensive, I do know that, but I think we will be able to build one. It's a nice little fun ride, and they can't go very high. But the fun of these isn't really a big splash. We are going to send them into a whirlpool. That sends them over rapids. Alright, let's see if we can do this for just $2,000 more or less. Spin them around, send them into waterfalls, rapids, a dip, some more rapids. So yeah, we are just sort of doing this not too complicatedly. All right, and then we're gonna send it down here, and we can build an on-ride photo section. Yay! And you can only have one of these per ride. It will even tell you you can only have one per ride. Waterfalls. Don't go chasing waterfalls, boys and girls. Stay to the rivers and the streams that you're used to. Lol, 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 lol. Okay, here we go. Whee! Have it snake on back. And it looks like we are going to be under budget, which, believe me, is something you will not hear me say often, because stuff tends to be expensive. Actually, let's, for the sake of fun, let's just have it go up here, get a few more rapids, and then it goes back to the station. Alright, I kind of goofed this because I wanted to have the station platform be on either side, but that will not be the case today, but that's not really a big deal. This kind of ride, it's more likely you would see them on the same side anyway, so... Alright, we are just going to... Oops, well, the ride might have been over budget, or under budget, but the paths are going to bump us into a new tax bracket, by which I mean a new loan thing. Oops. Actually, let's do that. You get some of your money back from selling the path, but it's not that much, so I would recommend not overdoing it. Alright. We are going to just plop down a few benches. And as you can see, the number of guests in our park is still rising. So we have to make more rides to accommodate them, or else they will not be so happy with us. Put the entrance here. We'll put the exit. Where will we put the exit? Over here, I guess. Alright, let's test it. Oh wait, hold on. Pause. We want to have a pretty short time, but we want them to wait for a full load, because, you know, same problem. Actually, this ride wouldn't matter too much, but I think it's still better, still a better practice. You know, I've been in a number of jobs where they've said, you know, one of the buzzwords was best practice. So, like, the best practice for this is to do it this way. The best practice for that is to do it that way. Oops. And this is how you can multitask while playing this game. We are watching the ride while we are also placing... Oops. I didn't mean that. That's what I'm doing. We can place the rides while also placing the footpaths. So let's hope that the excitement of this ride is at least moderately high, because that way we will be able to charge a semi-decent ticket price for it. It's all about money, dear boy. is the idea of Tycoon games, you know? This is basically, when you come right down to it, is a glorified version of that lemonade stand game that was out for like the Apple II when I was a kid. You know, there's essentially not too much difference between that and this. So the ride is over. The little thing is going to come back to the station. And we are going to take a look. And the thing is, like, we know it's not going to crash or anything. So let's just turn it on. Medium. $2 is it's not really a stretch. Alright. So come on, we need people to come on. Really good value. It's not really a stretch, it's a good value. So people are going to start riding our wonderful ride. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of this episode. So, see you next time, in which we will continue to expand this park.